Look at the clothes you're wearing right now. If there's any piece of wool in it, you're literally wearing a fortune. Each wool fiber touching your skin represents an economic chain that moves hundreds of billions of dollars annually. An empire so powerful it surpasses the GDP of many developed countries. Here's something that will blow your mind. A single elite merino sheep can generate the equivalent of $15,000 in value throughout its productive life. Multiply this by more than 1 billion wool-producing sheep in the world, and you have an industry worth more than the gold reserves of many nations. But the real secret is hidden in the numbers. While you pay $50 for a wool sweater, the economic chain behind it moved more than $300 in global transactions. From the sheep farmer in New Zealand to the luxury boutique in Paris, each stage multiplies value exponentially. Get ready to discover how simple animal hair transformed into the foundation of one of the planet's most lucrative businesses, how fashion brands build trillions selling processed hair, and why magnates invest fortunes in flocks that produce the textile industry's most coveted material. Welcome to the secret universe where every fiber is worth gold. The transformation of wool from simple animal hair into a trillion-dollar empire began millennia ago. But the real financial explosion happened when mechanization transformed wool into literal gold for those who controlled production. For centuries, entire empires were built on wool trade. Great commercial companies moved the equivalent of tens of billions of current dollars just by trading wool fabrics. Banking families made their first fortunes financing wool trade, establishing foundations for financial empires that persist through centuries. The real wool gold rush happened when regions like Australia discovered their climates were perfect for breeding premium wool sheep. Visionary breeders transformed flocks of a few hundred sheep into fortunes equivalent to millions of current dollars. A single merino wool property could generate annual revenues that rivaled gold mines. Industrialization brought massification that multiplied profits exponentially. Specialized companies began moving billions, certifying and promoting wool globally. The fine wool market exploded when global middle classes discovered accessible luxury. Products that were once exclusive to aristocracy became accessible, but volume multiplied by thousands. Today, entire nations depend economically on wool. Countries process tens of billions of dollars annually just importing and processing raw wool. Luxury fashion companies build billions annually selling premium wool products, proving that sheep hair can be worth more than precious metals. The wool universe is a sophisticated economic machine that transforms animal hair into products worth more than gold, involving advanced technologies and operations that move trillion-dollar fortunes continuously. Everything begins with specialized breeding, where advanced genetics create sheep worth fortunes. A premium merino breeding sheep can cost the equivalent of $100,000. Genetic improvement programs costing millions create animals whose fleece can be worth hundreds of dollars per shearing. Elite farms move tens of millions annually just selling raw wool. Wool classification and selection represent where value explodes exponentially. Superfine wool, with specific microscopic diameters, can be worth 10 times more than common wool. Classification machines costing millions can separate wool by quality with microscopic precision, instantly multiplying values through cutting-edge technology. Industrial processing transforms hair into fortunes through technologies costing tens of millions. State-of-the-art textile factories can process thousands of tons of wool monthly, generating revenues of tens of millions. Spinning technologies create threads so fine that entire kilometers weigh just grams. The luxury market is where true financial magic happens. Processed wool costing dollars per meter transforms into clothes selling for hundreds of dollars per meter. Ultra-luxury brands sell coats using rare wools for tens of thousands of dollars each, using wool that cost hundreds of dollars to produce. Before we continue revealing how trillions are hidden in the hair you wear every day, we really want to know, from which city in Brazil or the world are you watching?
Comment below! Your comment is fundamental for us to continue unveiling the secrets of trillion-dollar industries that are literally on our bodies. Share this video with friends and family. I'm sure they never imagined their wool clothes sustain a billionaire empire. And don't forget to subscribe to the Factory-Made channel so you don't miss any revelations about the trillion-dollar businesses hidden in our daily lives.
The wool industry represents the most lucrative frontier of textile innovation, where seemingly simple technologies can be worth billions and completely redefine how trillions of dollars in fashion are created and commercialized. Biotechnology applied to sheep breeding created billion-dollar markets. Genetic improvement techniques costing millions to develop create sheep that produce wool, with properties impossible in nature. Wool with special characteristics like antibacterial properties or thermal regulation commands exponentially superior prices. Nanotechnology in wool processing revolutionized the industry, creating billion-dollar annual markets. Treatments costing millions per factory can make wool completely waterproof while maintaining breathability, creating fabrics that sell for multiple values compared to common wool. Artificial intelligence in wool classification increased precision and profits exponentially. AI systems costing millions can classify wool by dozens of characteristics simultaneously, significantly increasing recovered value. This represents billions additional in value extracted from the same raw material. Advanced robotics enables continuous processing with superhuman quality. Robotic lines costing tens of millions can produce fabrics with microscopic precision, creating premium products that command multiple superior prices to conventional products. Digital tracking systems created billion-dollar transparency markets. Technologies costing millions guarantee ethical origin and wool quality, allowing significant premium prices for certified products, especially in luxury markets moving hundreds of billions annually. In the wool industry, where the difference between fibers of different thicknesses can mean the difference between a low-value product and a premium product, quality control isn't just important. It's the difference between profit and loss in trillion-dollar markets. Each wool batch undergoes hundreds of different tests, from fiber diameter to resistance. Measuring equipment costing hundreds of thousands can detect microscopic variations in fiber diameter. Minimal differences can alter the value of a ton of wool from thousands to tens of thousands of dollars. International certifications cost millions to implement, but allow access to premium markets that pay multiple superior amounts for certified wool. Wool certified by recognized organizations can be worth several times more than non-certified material, creating massive economic incentives for quality. Quality laboratories of leading companies cost tens of millions to build and operate. These laboratories test thousands of samples continuously, ensuring only wool with exact specifications enters production of clothes selling for thousands of dollars. Complete traceability from origin to final product costs tens of millions to implement, but is essential for ultra-luxury markets. Products for premium brands require complete documentation of origin, process, and quality, commanding exponentially superior prices. Contamination control systems are crucial for maintaining maximum value. Minimal contaminations can devalue entire batches. Detectors costing hundreds of thousands are essential for maintaining purity and premium value in markets that don't tolerate imperfections. The wool industry faces the fascinating challenge of being simultaneously natural and sustainable, but also a massive industrial operation, creating trillion-dollar opportunities in sustainable fashion and circular economy. Organic and sustainable wool represents tens of billions of dollars in markets. Farms implementing regenerative practices cost millions to convert, but produce wool that commands multiple superior prices. Conscious brands invest hundreds of millions in sustainable wool chains. Wool recycling created a billion-dollar annual industry. Processes costing millions to develop can transform used wool clothes back into high-quality fibers. Premium recycled wool can be worth multiples of conventional fiber value, creating value from waste that was previously discarded. Ecological processing technologies are creating billion-dollar markets. Processes eliminating toxic chemicals cost tens of millions to develop, but allow access to premium markets requiring clean production, especially in regions where environmental regulations affect trillions in trade. certified animal welfare can add significant percentages to wool value. Certification programs costing millions to implement guarantee ethical treatment of sheep, meeting demands of consumers moving hundreds of billions annually in conscious fashion. Innovations in wool carbon footprint can create billion-dollar markets. Farms implementing carbon sequestration through regenerative practices not only produce premium wool, but generate carbon credits representing significant additional revenues. The wool industry faces complex challenges costing billions to solve, but each innovative solution not only overcomes obstacles, it creates new trillion-dollar market opportunities. Competition from synthetic fibers represents the biggest economic challenge. When artificial fibers became significantly cheaper than wool, the industry lost billions in market share. The solution was innovation in performance wool, creating products that synthetics cannot replicate, recovering tens of billions in markets. Climate change affects production and quality globally. Extreme weather events cost billions in lost production. Massive investments in irrigation and climate-resistant genetics not only solved production problems, but created sheep that produce superior wool in adverse conditions. Commodity price fluctuations create billionaire volatility. Development of futures markets and long-term contracts costing hundreds of millions to establish stabilized prices, allowing planning of trillion-dollar investments in the chain. Specialized labor shortage led to massive automation. Billion-dollar investments in robotics and AI not only solved personnel problems, but increased quality and efficiency, creating competitive advantages generating additional revenues of billions annually. Animal welfare regulations force practice reformulation. Billion-dollar investments in ethical methods not only met regulations, but created premium products commanding significantly superior prices in conscious markets. Wool permeates absolutely all aspects of modern fashion and lifestyle, creating value chains extending through trillions of dollars and making sheep hair the foundation of entire industries. Luxury fashion represents the largest value market, moving tens of billions annually. Ultra-luxury brands depend completely on premium wool for products selling for thousands. A premium brand wool coat can cost tens of thousands of dollars, using wool that cost hundreds to produce. Margins of thousands of % are common in luxury. Sports and outdoor market consumes tens of billions annually in merino wool products. Each piece of wool sportswear is worth between tens and hundreds of dollars. Specialized brands bill hundreds of millions selling wool products to athletes and adventurers who pay premium for performance. Decoration and home move tens of billions annually. Premium wool carpets can cost hundreds or thousands of dollars per square meter. Traditional markets where wool represents most of the value move billions annually. A single artisanal piece can be worth tens of thousands of dollars. Children's market represents explosive growth of billions annually. Baby clothes in merino wool sell for significant premium prices. Parents pay elevated values for natural and safe products for their children, creating high-value markets. Technical and industrial applications, though smaller in volume, command extraordinary prices. Wool for specialized applications can be worth hundreds of dollars per square meter. Military and aerospace applications can pay thousands of dollars per kilo for wool with special specifications. The future of the wool industry promises transformations that can redefine how trillions of dollars in fashion are created, with innovations creating market opportunities that will completely transform our relationship with natural fibers. Smart wool with electronic properties represents a tens of billions frontier. Fibers that can conduct electricity, change color, or regulate temperature automatically are being developed with hundreds of millions in investments. Clothes that monitor health or adapt to climate could be worth trillions. Advanced biotechnology will create sheep that produce wool with properties currently impossible. Research with hundreds of millions in investments is developing sheep that produce naturally colored, antibacterial, or other specially enhanced wool. These innovations can create tens of billions in markets. Total sustainability can revolutionize the industry with hundreds of billions in opportunities. Carbon-negative farms that sequester more CO2 than they emit not only produce premium wool, but generate additional revenues from carbon credits, creating completely new business models. Mass personalization using AI can create tens of billions in markets. Technologies allowing custom-made wool clothes for each consumer, using biometric data and personal preferences, can transform fashion from commodity to premium service. Emerging space markets can create the first extraterrestrial textile industry. Wool processed under special conditions can have unique properties, creating products impossible under terrestrial conditions. Initial investments of billions can create tens of billions in markets in the future. We've reached the end of an extraordinary journey through one of the planet's most underestimated and lucrative industries, a hundreds of billions dollar empire that literally grows on sheep's backs and transforms into the world's most coveted clothes. From simple hair costing cents per gram to luxury clothes selling for thousands of dollars, every aspect of this industry represents not only millennial tradition, but technological innovation that transforms natural fibers into products more valuable than precious metals. We've seen how an industry that began with nomadic shepherds transformed into a trillion-dollar machine, processing billions of kilos of wool annually, how fashion companies bill billions selling wool products, and how a single merino sheep can generate thousands of dollars in value throughout its life. The economic complexity of this industry is impressive, from raw wool worth few dollars per kilo to final products selling for hundreds of dollars per meter. Each stage of the chain multiplies value exponentially. This is an industry where tradition and innovation meet to create products that are simultaneously natural and high-tech. The future promises to be even more spectacular, with smart wool, biotechnology, and total sustainability creating hundreds of billions in opportunities. This isn't just the story of how hair becomes clothes, it's the revelation of how nature, when combined with human innovation, can create one of the world's most valuable and enduring industries. Wow! What an incredible revelation we just made together about this trillion-dollar empire you literally wear every day. Now, we really want to know, which discovery impressed you the most? The hundreds of billions moved annually? The fact that a sheep can be worth thousands of dollars? Or perhaps the trillion-dollar prospects of smart wool? Comment below with your impressions and especially from which city in Brazil you're watching. It's fascinating to discover that our factory-made community spreads throughout the country, united by curiosity about the trillion-dollar empires literally on our bodies. If this video opened your eyes to the fortunes hidden in the clothes you wear, share it with friends and family. I bet they never imagined their wool clothes sustain a trillion-dollar industry and represent centuries of innovation. And don't forget to subscribe to the Factory Made channel and hit the bell to not miss any revelations about industries that transform nature into fortunes. What other simple materials would you like to see unveiled here on the channel? Special thanks to the world's leading textile companies, sheep breeders, fiber research institutes, and fashion analysts who, through public reports and available documentaries, made it possible to unveil the trillion-dollar secrets behind this industry that transforms hair into gold. We also thank the scientists, breeders, and innovators whose meticulous work allowed us to present precise numbers about this hundreds of billions-dollar economic machine that processes billions of kilos of wool and transforms them into fashion's most desired products. And of course, our biggest thanks go to you, our incredible factory-made audience, who dedicate your time to discover with us the secrets of industries that transform nature into trillion-dollar fortunes. Keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep discovering with us the hidden treasures that shape our world. Until the next Factory Made episode, where more revelations about hidden fortunes await you. The next time you wear wool clothing, touch a carpet, or see a sheep, remember, you're interacting with one of humanity's oldest and most lucrative industries. Each wool fiber represents thousands of years of evolution, billions in innovation, and proof that sometimes the greatest fortunes literally grow on animals' backs.